So you guys get to the alley, and the child keeps walking down, like you're following. And he looks back. He's like, okay, come.
I'm gonna whisper to Zor. I don't blame you for thinking this is bad. This does not look too great, but I'm always up for giving people a chance, and just kind of confidently stride into the alley.
Oh my god. Okay, I keep my distance, but I do have to follow him because I cannot see this warforged getting murdered in an alley or something like that.
Are you guys able to see?
We get to
roll
see
20?
the alley, yeah.
Yo! Surely nothing bad will happen here.
Surely
It's a
not.
pretty big alley.
There's not a map of it for no reason.
So the child kind of stops right here, and he just says, he points to the ground. He says, "Fay up with the periwinkle, come." He pulls out a jar of pickles and he like looks at you, and he looks at the jar of pickles. He's like, "Periwinkle."
Oh, fucking hell yeah!
I'm gonna go like halfway. Just halfway between Azur and Pickle Boy, and
Pickle
we're gonna.
That name is too cute.
Just look at him, and as friendly as I can, with a single eye and no moving mouth parts, just go. All right, show me. What's all this?
He holds out the jar of pickles, and then just holds his hand out.
I I get a little
just
closer. I
cautiously-
give him a high five.
You give him a high five.
Yeah.
He doesn't really know what you're doing. He just holds the pickles out in front of him. He doesn't go to high five you back.
I'm gonna like fish out like a silver coin and like offer it in his direction as like a general like, do you want me to pay for these?
As you pull out the silver coin, he backs up and he's like, "No!" And he's waving his hands, and he's like, he just looks extremely frightened by your gesture.
Immediately shoves it back and starts profusely apologizing. I am so sorry to offend you, Pickle Boy. I am so sorry.
He steps right back up to you and hands the jar of pickles out again.
So I'm just gonna take them. Just
Alright.
gonna gently grab them.
When Schubert
Okay.
was easy with this, is that an alley that I'm looking into, like a smaller pathway or something? On the left side?
It's not big enough for you to fit in, but it's big enough for like a small child to kind of squeeze through.
Ooh.
Ooh, wow.
All right, so you do see a small little child hanging out, and he meets eyes with you, and his eyes kind of glimmer a little bit, and he comes out, and he looks pretty much the same as the other boy, but dressed in fairly different garments. And he's like, "Periwinkle, Fay hop,
You guys
And then another one comes out back here that sure you can
getting
see.
robbed by children.
We might be.
And then almost out of nowhere, another one comes out that you guys didn't really notice. The once you have the jar in your hand, the one that's in front of you, Sherbert, motions for you to open the jar. And they're just like chanting periwinkle, periwinkle, periwinkle.
Something tells me you should not open that jar of pickles and just leave.
This is a cult. This is a cult of children.
Once
really?
more,
They just want to eat pickles and can't open the lid themselves.
that's what I'm thinking. I say to my friend, whom I don't know your name yet, I'm just like, this isn't as bad as I thought it would be. Just stick it out. If we get robbed, I'll pay you back. And I point the jar of pickles towards the kid in front of me, like somewhat, and slowly twist it open, like expecting something bad.
You have to roll a strength check.
Okay. Can I
What were you
not
gonna
open?
say, Azur? Azur,
You
what
get
were
a
you gonna
nat
say?
20 and you can't open the jar. God.
Yeah, what was that?
Strength.
Sorry. Is it a turn action thing now, or
No,
what?
we're not initiative. Unless you guys do want to attack these children.
I don't want to hit a child yet. I have no reason.
Yeah.
I was just
Yes,
wondering
I
if I can still talk to Schubert.
Yeah, you could
Yes.
talk to them.
I know you're curious, and I know you want to help this child potentially, but we should do it in the open. Can we slowly back away now into the light?
So when I'm gonna allow Sherbert to respond to that in just a moment, but when you try to open the pickle jar, it doesn't budge at all. And it seems really tight, like it's really hard to open. And the little child in front of you pulls out another jar of pickles. And he looks at it and he looks at you guys. And then Sherbert, did you want to back up with Azur or
Go back to the bar and get the half orc. She can open it.
I don't think
see.
Sherbert would see an issue. It's just kids asking for pickles. So they're just gonna shake their head at Azur and just listen. They're children. They can't do anything wrong. They just want a snack. It's hard on the streets, you know.
So they, the one holding the other jar of pickles, the new jar of pickles that you pulled out, that's right in front of you, starts rubbing the jar, starts tapping on the edges of the lid, and then he pokes the top of the lid, taps on the edges of the lid again, and then twists open the jar, opens it easily, and pulls out a pickle and munches it. You know, as he's chewing, you're like, periwinkle. And then he points at you. And then he says, he kind of like motions with his hands to the pickle jar,
Uh-huh.
and then motions to his mouth.
Does he want me to feed him?
He just ate the pickle. What?
Does he want me to feed him pickles? I'm gonna mimic exactly what he did on that jar.
You're gonna okay. So you go ahead. You rub the pickle jar. You tap on the edges of the lid like he does, and then you poke the top of the lid, and then tap on the edges again.
Yes.
And then what do you do after that?
Try and open it.
All right, roll a strength check.
Okay. Would that? Okay, no. Yeah, strength would be fun. That's.
It pops open like immediately.
Yeah.
That's an improvement.
So it's like slightly pointed at the kid too, so some of the juice like falls out onto the floor.
And as it hits the ground, all the children just start kind of like rotating around you, and almost like avoiding, like kind of getting in between you and Azur, and then just kind of like rotating, circling around, just chanting "Periwinkle, Periwinkle." And as they do this, they slowly disappear.
What?
What the hell is going on?
We're gonna come back as we're drinking. What took you guys so long?
Pickle anyone? I'm going to pull.
They slowly disappear and leave you with the jar of pickles that you opened. On your own.
I pull a pickle out and immediately offer it to Azur.
Let's do this. Let's do this at the bar when I know there's a healer nearby.